You guys ever have those games where, you're just like, you're feeling yourself, the game's going pretty well, things are going alright, you have a Rax advantage, and all of a sudden, your carry Juggernaut is in the fountain when he has an Aegis. Sure, he could have just sieged the tower, and he could have just won your solo rank game, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. All I'm trying to say here with this weird intro to the top 5 builds that you should try is that in solo queue, there's a lot of things out of your control. There's a lot of things you can't control, and frankly, you just have to deal with it. The worst thing you can do is let it get inside your head and cause it to make you lose the next game. Don't let the guy who tilted you the game before cause you to lose another game, because then he's winning twice, especially if you've been flaming, right? He's been flaming you, you've been, having a battle. Don't let it get to you. Get into your next rank match, go win that match, make it happen. I believe in you guys. Because sometimes it is what it is and your jug ends up in the fountain. But let's get into the top 5 builds of the patch. Alright, well, top 5 builds you should try. Starting off with Bruise Aghanim Scepter. So, I actually am a big fan of Brew in general as a hero. I think as a concept, it's one of the most interesting heroes in Dota. Its biggest lacking, though, is its mediocre laning stage and, most importantly, a lack of stun. However, it does have some of the most control in all of Dota, especially if you go the Ags. Now, what does the Ags do? It gives you 2 charges of your Primal Split, and I'm sure you guys know what Primal Split is, but it gives you the 3 pandas. You can throw a rock, you can put people in the air, you can purge, you can kill illusions, you can burn people down, and it provides some of the most control in Dota. It's a really hard counter to frankly, a lot of heroes, but in particular, Brew tends to counter heroes like Dusa and Huskar and any hero that has to stand still in a fight. Why? Because you lift them up in the air, your team goes on the rest, the backline, and you win the fight that way. And so Brew is really good at separating hyper carries. He's really good against non-illusion hyper carries. To be fair, he's okay against illusion heroes in the early game because he can use his Wind Panda's Purge and kill all the illusions, but all in all, here's the build that you want to go. In the laning stage, you want to get an urn. The really cool thing about the urn is it works with your Cinder Brew. So in the laning stage, you shouldn't really take points in your E. I'm just not a fan of this spell unless you're against Ursa. It can be okay to keep yourself alive, or like Slark for the movement speed. That's about it. Other than that, you really want to take your W and your Q and lane with someone who has a nuke who can proc your W. Then, why urn, you might be asking? Well, as I said, it works with your Cinder Brew. So in the mid game, you Cinder Brew someone you hopefully haven't maxed out, right? Yeah, you're 4-4-0, and then you Cinder Brew, you earn them, and eventually you can close the gap using the slow of the Cinder Brew press earn to get in range for your Thunderclap, then you ulti, you easily kill the first person you get on top of. It's pretty insane how much damage you actually do, and that's how you start the fight. Then why Ags? Why is this the build you should go? It's just 2 charges, It's just 2 charges, and you can buy the shard as well, which gives you the Void Breathing. To be fair, it gives you an AoE Disarm, which is really good against certain illusion heroes, Meepos, PLs. It's even pretty good against a hero like Slark. Think about it, if he ultis, you can still disarm him. It really is a very versatile hero. It's hard to play, but it's something you should give a shot if you're an offlaner. Next up on the list, the build you should try is the link down below in the description. If you give it a shot, you're going to realize that you're going to gain thousands of MMR in absolutely no time. It is so good! It's a gameleap sub. It really does do wonderful things. Honestly, I almost just hit 7.7k MMR. I'm not kidding on my main. I've been queuing some solo rank. I just lost my last game, though. That's kind of why I had that rant in the beginning. But, the gameleap sub. I've been using my gameleap sub, and now I'm 7.7k MMR. I won like 5 games in a row. How crazy is that? Next up on the list, we have Void Spirit Necromonicon. Now, this one's a little bit of theory crafting, alright? I'll be honest. I ran it in an unranked game. It felt good. And here's the gist, okay? The Void Spirit as a hero is pretty good at farming. So you might be saying, I don't really need the Necro to farm. To be fair, it does let you kill camps like Centaurs much easier, because to be honest, 2 nukes against Centaurs is pretty bad, or Hellbear Smashers at a troll camp, right? It's pretty inconvenient to farm. With the Necro, you can farm it. And how I see it is Necro is just one of the most versatile items in Dota. It gives you HP, mana regen, and vision. So if a hero goes invis, okay, great, you can get on top of them. And most importantly, you can kind of just clear through jungles. Void Spirit wants to play incredibly aggressive, right? He wants to go into the enemy team's jungle, pick off supports, gank carries, blah, blah, blah. And so when you pop your Necro, you go through the jungle, you wipe out all the wards, and the enemy team has no clue where you are. And if you get on top of someone, the Necro is super useful. Your hero has multiple disables, right? 2 slows from his ultimate, his Q, his remnant, and yeah, you put some Necros on someone and they frankly die. So I actually see it as a great way to not only, you know, give yourself a little bit of HP, some extra mana regen, but a great way to solo kill cores and supports in the early game. I honestly think it's legit and something people should consider. Next up on the list is Arcane Blank SF. Dude, this build is hilarious. It's honestly hilarious. The only problem with this hero is that he dies really easily in the mid game, but my god, if you get to this Arcane Blink timing, it is ridiculous how much damage you actually do. Over like 3,000 damage just with a Blink Dagger. Now you might be asking, what is the build? Do I go Yules? Do I not? Well, my friend told me, the fish, that you don't. So what he said is you want to go Brown Boots into straight Arcane Blink. Obviously you want bottles, some no talismans, maybe a wand if you're feeling yourself, you know, some clarities. Take a little swig, and then you rush an Arcane Blink. And basically it just lets you triple raise people because you blink in, you ulti, it's like an instant cast ulti, so, you know, they can't react in time. Then it fears them away, you short raise, you medium raise, you long raise. Pretty simple combo, but it does like 3k damage and one-shots heroes. Even in the late game. On top of that, people will go this build with an Abyssal Blade. They will Arcane Blink in, Abyssal Blade, and then ulti. And it's really quite hilarious because when you get to level 25 and you get your CDR talent with Arcane Blink CDR and Abyssal, your ultimate's on like a 40-second cooldown, Abyssal's on like a 20-second cooldown, you just run around one-shotting people on a 40-second. It's really fun. It honestly is a blast. Next up is Alchemist and Io. Well, there's actually a lot of Alch combos, but if you guys haven't given it a shot, you have to give a shot, especially if you got some friends. I know a lot of you guys don't have friends. I understand. I only have 2 friends. I'm not going to say their names, but I only have 2 I get it. It's a tough world. But that's all you need. You only need 2 friends because you can pick the Alch. One of your friends picks Io and another friend picks support. And then you give the Io an Ags and he's going to be Anna cosplay from TI8 Grand Finals. Really fun. You just spin the balls around. You have like a, what is it, a 12-minute Ags Helm Dom. And then instead of going Ags second item, you combine E-Blade on the Io and you burst him down. You put the E-Blade on him. You got those balls swinging around. Yep, giggity. And then you kill them. And the Io is really tanky. So if you guys didn't see with the Alch Ags, what makes it really good is that it gives the stats as well. So when you buy this Ags and you hand it off to someone, typically in the past, it wouldn't give them the stats, but now it does. It gives them all the HP and all the all stats. It's really, really insane. And finally, last but not least, on the list is a very notable combo, which is Morphling and Earth Spirit. Now, I think the Shaker combo is still good. It's still good. They did recently nerf the Morph Ags, sort of. They made the, well, yeah. They nerfed the cast range. It's half cast range. But frankly, it's still quite strong. Sure, you can't get to the backline as easily, but frankly, a Earth Spirit rolling boulder with plus 300 cast range and potentially the talent is more than enough. It's more than enough. And so yeah, you need to buy Ags on Morphling because they buffed it. Not only does it allow you to turn into your allies, which is very important for this combo, you want to turn into the Earth Spirit, but the Ags also gives you cooldown reduction. So essentially you need the Ags, and here's the build. Well, there's 2. You can go Wraith Band, Wand. Sometimes you need a Morbid Mask, but if you get the Lifesteal neutral item, that thing is busted. It's actually busted. It makes you not have to buy a Morbid Mask. So when it hits clock 7, minute 7, tell your team, hey guys, I really need the Lifesteal item. Go find it for me. And what do you know, they'll find it for you. But yeah, that it's really strong. So you buy a bunch of stats, then Treads, Morbid Mask if you desperately need it, into a Manta. If the enemy team has things you need to purge. Maybe they have an early Spirit Vessel, maybe they have a lot of chains, CM Root, whatever it is, just a lot of things you need to Manta off. Okay, silences, that's probably the number 1. Silences, you know, purge them off, get rid of them. If you don't need it, it's an easy Morphling game where you're snowballing really hard. You can go E-Blade, go a little bit greedy, farm a little bit faster potentially, and one-shot people obviously. And then yeah, why is this combo good? You turn into Earth Spirit, you have 2 Earth Spirits, they're rolling around, you silence the enemy team for like 12 seconds total or whatever. You kick, you slow, you do a bunch of damage, and you go on the same target in side lanes and solo kill them. It's a ton of fun. You really gotta give it a shot. But that's gonna be all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, and leave the item build people should try out down below. Tell people what do they need to give a shot. What are they missing out on? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.